What just went down in the last few hours is something that's going to send shockwaves through the entire NFC. I've been covering this team for years, and I can tell you right now that what Ryan Poles just pulled off is the kind of move that separates pretenders from contenders. Welcome to Bears News Fan Report, where you get the breaking news, the insider updates, and all the exclusive rumors about our Chicago Bears before anyone else. What I'm about to reveal is going to completely change how you view our chances this season. And I need you to stick with me through every detail because this story has layers that nobody saw coming. Let me set the stage for you. Week 9 against Cincinnati. We're sitting pretty at 5-3. Rookie sensations are stepping up. Caleb Williams is showing flashes of brilliance under Ben Johnson's system. And then disaster strikes. Dayo Odeyingbo goes down with a season-ending Achilles injury. Just like that, our edge rush depth takes a massive hit. The kind of hit that can derail a season if you're not careful. The kind of injury that separates teams who make the playoffs from teams who watch from home in January. Immediately, the speculation started flying. Social media went crazy with theories about what Ryan Poles would do at the trade deadline. Would he make a move? Would he stand pat? Would he go all in on this season with Caleb Williams showing real promise and Ben Johnson bringing a winning culture to Hollis Hall? The questions were endless, and honestly, nobody had concrete answers. All we knew was that our defensive line needed reinforcement, and the trade deadline was approaching fast. Now, there was one name that kept popping up in every conversation, every mock trade scenario, every insider report. A premier edge rusher from the AFC North who had been lining up offensive tackles for years. A proven veteran with double-digit sack seasons on his resume. A guy who could immediately step in and transform a pass rush from good to elite. The rumors were swirling, the connections were being made, and Bears fans everywhere were holding their breath wondering if Ryan Poles would actually pull the trigger on a blockbuster. But here's where it gets interesting. On Tuesday, right as the trade deadline was heating up, Fox Sports insider Jay Glazer threw cold water on everyone's expectations. When a fan asked him directly on social media if Chicago would be active at the deadline, Glazer's response was pretty deflating. He said yes, the Bears would be active, but cautioned that it didn't mean we'd land a big-name player. He talked about how there just weren't those level of players being shopped unless teams were asking for a huge haul. He specifically mentioned that some guys have their deals expiring after this year, which complicates things. Then he dropped the hammer. I don't see anything splashy. That statement sent shockwaves through Bears Nation. Were we really going to let this opportunity pass? Were we going to watch other contenders get better while we stood still? Ben Johnson himself had said he has no interest in making this a slow build. This is a coach who wants to win now, who believes in this roster, who thinks we can make a real run this season. The disconnect between those expectations and Glazer's report was jarring. And honestly, it left a lot of us feeling frustrated and confused about the direction of this team. Then, later that same Tuesday, Adam Schefter reported that Chicago had made a trade with the Cleveland Browns. We acquired defensive end Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and a 7th-round pick in exchange for a 6th-round pick. Tryon-Shoyinka was a first-round pick by Tampa Bay back in 2021. And while things didn't work out there, he's still only 26 years old with 15 career sacks. He signed a 1-year deal with Cleveland worth $4.75 million, but had only played 31 defensive snaps through 8 games this season. The move made sense as a depth addition, someone who could potentially fill the void left by Odeyingbo's injury. But it definitely wasn't the splashy move everyone was hoping for. Social media erupted with mixed reaction. Some fans appreciated that Poles did something, that he recognized the need and addressed it quickly just 2 days after losing Odeyingbo. Others were disappointed that we didn't swing for the fences, that we didn't make the kind of aggressive move that signals we're all in on this season. The debate raged on throughout Tuesday evening and into Wednesday morning, with everyone wondering if this was really all Ryan Poles had up his sleeve. But here's what nobody outside of Hollis Hall knew. While everyone was focused on the Tryon-Shoyinka trade, while analysts were debating whether it was enough, Ryan Poles was working on something much bigger behind the scenes. The Bengals, sitting at 3-5 and clearly not going anywhere this season, had been fielding calls about their star edge rusher all week. The asking price was steep, reportedly a first-round pick, which seemed excessive for a player over 30 years old. But as the deadline approached, and Cincinnati's playoff hopes continued to fade. That price started to come down. Bears Nation. I can now report exclusively that the Chicago Bears have successfully acquired Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals in a deal that was finalized just before the deadline expired. That's right. The elite edge rusher we've all been dreaming about is now a Chicago Bear. Ryan Poles didn't settle for just the Tryon Shoyinka move. He went out and got the premier pass rusher who can legitimately transform our defense and solidify our status as legitimate playoff contenders. Details of the deal are still emerging, but sources indicate that Chicago sent a second-round pick and a conditional fourth-round pick that could become a third based on playing time and playoff performance. It's a significant investment, but for a player of Hendrickson's caliber, it's absolutely worth it. This is a guy who has been one of the most consistent pass rushers in the NFL over the past 4 seasons. He's posted double-digit sacks in each of those years, including 14 sacks just last season. He brings an elite first step, a diverse pass rush arsenal, and the kind of veteran leadership that can elevate everyone around him. Think about what this means for our defense. We already had a solid foundation with guys like Montez Sweat and Gervin Dexter creating pressure up front. Now you add Hendrickson into that mix, and suddenly offensive coordinators have nightmares trying to figure out how to protect their quarterbacks against us. The double teams that used to focus on Sweat now have to be distributed. The one-on-one matchups become favorable across the board. Our secondary gets more time to cover because quarterbacks are getting the ball out faster under pressure. This is the kind of domino effect that elite edge rushers create, and Hendrickson is absolutely elite. For Caleb Williams and our offense, this move is equally important. Championship teams are built on defense and running the game. If our defense can consistently get off the field on third down, if we can create turnovers and give our rookie quarterbacks short fields to work with, everything becomes easier. Williams has shown tremendous growth under Ben Johnson's system, and now he's getting the kind of defensive support that allows him to play freely without feeling like he has to be perfect on every possession. The financial aspect of this deal is also worth noting. Hendrickson is under contract through the 2026 season with a manageable cap hit, which means this isn't just a 2-month rental. We're getting a proven pass rusher who can be a cornerstone of our defense for the next 2+ seasons. That aligns perfectly with Caleb Williams' rookie contract window, giving us the opportunity to build a championship-caliber roster while our quarterback is still on his cost-controlled deal. Looking ahead at our schedule, this move couldn't have come at a better time. We've got the New York Giants next week, a game we're currently favored to win by 3.5 points. Then we navigate through a stretch that includes divisional games and matchups against playoff contenders. Having Hendrickson in the lineup for that gauntlet is absolutely massive. It's the difference between being a wild card hopeful and being a legitimate division title contender. Ryan Poles deserves enormous credit for pulling this off. He recognized the urgency of the moment. He didn't panic after losing Ode Ingbo. And he made calculated moves to address our needs both in the short term with Tryon Shoyinka and in the long term with Hendrickson. This is the kind of aggressive, forward-thinking general manager work that championship organizations display. Poles has built a young, talented roster, and now he's supplementing it with proven veterans who can help us win right now. Ben Johnson. Reaction to this move has been pure excitement. Sources close to the team indicate that the coaching staff is thrilled to have Hendrickson joining the defense, and they're already working on packages and schemes to maximize his impact immediately. This is a coach who came to Chicago with championship aspirations, and the front office just gave him another elite weapon to work with. So where do we go from here? We're sitting at 5-3 with 8 games remaining in the regular season. The NFC North is competitive as always, but we've got the talent, the coaching, and now the defensive firepower to make a serious run. Caleb Williams continues to develop. Our rookie playmakers like Colston Loveland and Kyle Monangai are stepping up in big moments. And our defense just got exponentially better with the addition of Trey Hendrickson. Now I want to hear from you, babe. What do you think about Ryan Poles landing Trey Hendrickson? Are you as fired up as I am about what this means for our playoff chances? Do you think this move puts us over the top in the NFC North? And how do you see Hendrickson fitting into our defensive scheme alongside Montez Sweat? Drop all your thoughts and reactions in the comments below because I want to hear from every single member of this incredible fan base. If you haven't already subscribed to Bears News Fan Report, smash that subscribe button right now. This is where you get the breaking news first, the insider analysis you won't find anywhere else, and the kind of exclusive content that keeps you ahead of every other Bears fan. Hit that like button if you're excited about this Hendrickson acquisition and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this video with every Bears fan you know, because this is the kind of news that needs to spread through our entire community. We're building something special in Chicago, and you're all part of this journey. This is our time to make noise in the NFC. This is our moment to prove that the Chicago Bears are back among the elite teams in this league. With moves like this, Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson are showing that they're committed to winning now. And I couldn't be more excited about where this season is headed. I'll catch you in the next video with more exclusive updates and analysis. Bear down, Nation.